lesson, we're going to talk about natural selection. And so first, one of the main things involved in natural selection is variation and adaptation of the organisms. So to define this, we can say that it is an increase in an individual's chance of surviving and reproducing. And this adaptation and variation occurs within heritable traits so that it can be passed down from generation to generation. And so we're going to look at this example of grasshoppers that can either be yellow or green in color. And so first off, we can say that green is an adaptation from the yellow color. And they use this to blend with their environment and then so they're less visible to predators. So as you can see, being less visible to predators is definitely something beneficial because they're going to have a better chance of surviving. So the next thing that we can say is green grasshoppers have a higher fitness than yellow ones. So this means that they can survive and reproduce more often than the yellow. So then from this, we can say that green grasshoppers become more common than yellow. Over time. And this is simply because, like we said, they have a higher fitness, so they're able to survive more, so that means they can reproduce more and produce more of themselves. So eventually we're just going to have a lot more green grasshoppers than yellow. So this demonstrates natural selection and how populations can change over time. And some of the factors that are involved in natural selection is, like we said, the genetic variation that will produce different heritable traits. These different variations can come from mutations within the DNA as well as just random assortments of genes. And then another factor in natural selection is the environmental forces. So with our grasshopper example, survival from predators was our environmental factor. And something else, like another example that we could look at that's not so much survival from predators, but it's more just survival in general, would be a bird beak example. And so if we look at bird beaks, some are better suited to eat certain types of food. So some shapes are better for certain foods, as far as like being able to crack open a certain type of seed or something like that. And so birds that have certain types of beaks are going to live where that type of food is present. So if there's like really hard seeds in one area, you're going to have a high population of birds that have a specific type of beak that's strong enough to crack that seed. And you're not going to have a very high population of birds that have a different type of beak that is unable to crack the hard seeds. So that is like another example of an environmental force that factors into natural selection.